Let's.
Now look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
It's really good, my people. Welcome into No Ketchup Sports Talk via Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little. Big Nick the Quick with me as always. You already know the deal.
Yo.
NBA playoffs is here. We've been waiting.
Man.
People going crazy on IG Live. Former players.
Kwame.
They said, forget all the smoke. I want the smoke. Y'all are capping. So
you said you should call your show Some of the Smoke?
Yo, some of the smoke. Yo, look. We're going to talk all NBA. Kwame Brown, we got to touch on that, man. He has some comments for Matt Barnes, Stack Jack, Steven Jackson, and No Chill Gilbert Arenas. Mm-hmm. So we're going to break that down. I think he has some legs to stand on. So I think it's going to be interesting to hear what you have to say about the whole situation. But we're going to break that down. And then we're talking all NBA playoffs, round one, the play-in. Who do we think is going to win these first series in round one? Why? Man, we're just going to talk hoops. It'll be a quick hour that we could probably take in it too, but we just going to give you one because that's what it is. Big Nick the Quick, what's happening?
Man, I'm just ready, man. I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Starts tonight, just ready to go, man. Yeah, we've been talking about this, waiting for this all year. Going to see what this plan is talking about. And I mean, if you're the NBA, this couldn't have set up any better for you than how it has. So yeah, let's get it. Yeah,
absolutely. You got anything before we get into these hoops? You got anything First Take Tuesday, or should we just jump right into the hoops?
Let's jump right into it, man. I think we got plenty on the hoop side. What do you got? You got anything?
No, I don't got nothing, man. I'm ready.
I got First Take real quick, man. You know, real quick. Obviously, if you saw me on Twitter, fuck the baseball unwritten rules. I'll say it every time something crazy comes up. I'll say it if Tatis hits a grand slam, up whatever. I'll say it if your mean hits a home run off a position player. I'll say it if you bunt during a perfect game or a no-hitter. I'll say it if you show up the pitcher. Fuck your unwritten rules. This is professional sports. You compete to win. I don't care how much you're up or what the situation is. You go hard. I'm sick of hearing about this. Obviously, this is off of our boy, your man Mercedes, hitting a home run last night off of whatever dude's name is on the Twins. He's not a pitcher. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Whatever. If you're gonna throw the ball 45 miles an hour to a guy who's hitting 360 with tons of power, expect that result. He shouldn't have to apologize. I heard he might be getting benched today or something for it. Like just all types of crazy shit off these unwritten rules, and I'm just not going for that, man. If baseball wants to help itself in the year 2021, get rid of that unwritten rule shit. That's why I love TA, man. Shout out our guy TA.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
That shit is a mute fucking point. Don't even ask me about that shit. I don't want to hear about should he have been swinging on 3-0. I don't know. Is it legal for him to swing on 3-0? I don't care about none of that shit, man. That shit is stupid, bro.
This guy was playing in like freaking the Puerto Rican League 2 years ago. Like, I'm sorry, man. If I'm up to bat and I've had his situation, I don't if I'm anybody, I don't care. If I'm Ken Griffey Jr.,
yeah,
I'm taking you yard, bro. Like that's what this is. What do you mean?
That's my main objective, bro.
Yes,
I'm trying to hit shit across the street. Dog.
That's it. It's not my fault you ran out of pitchers.
Facts. Not my fault. Y'all getting murdered.
Yeah, it's not my fault you're getting killed. You should have had a better strategy.
Facts.
And it's a division rival. Buy it.
Facts.
Remember this one. Hit me tomorrow. I dare you.
Facts. All right.
Here with that.
Let's move. Yep. Shout out Relly in the chat. He going crazy already. He said the self-proclaimed GOAT in a playing game. He said Kobe rolling in his grave. Oh man. It's a lot to that. We know Big Brown was hurt, but that's
AD.
Funny.
Yeah.
Shout out Relly in the comments. All right, let's get to it, man. We're gonna kick it off, Kwame Brown. This came out of nowhere. I listen to all the smoke, but I don't listen to it all the time like that. I caught some of the episode. I really didn't think that they said anything egregious, right?
Mm-hmm.
But apparently Kwame feels like they've been talking a little too much in general, period.
Them and everybody else.
My name is in y'all mouth way too much. I'm over here doing my shit. I don't say nothing to nobody. Right. I don't bother nobody. I got drafted 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Why are y'all still on my neck? What were your thoughts on what Kwame was saying and just the whole situation in general?
So, like, the way you said it came out of nowhere, like, I was about to say, like, if you had told me yesterday that the wisest words I would hear that day would be from Kwame Brown, I would have told you that you were crazy. But that's how it ended up playing out. I mean, I agree with them 100%, man. Like, think about being in his position. Like, it starts with, like, the Stephen A. rant, right? Which, like, essentially propelled Stephen A. Smith into, like, superstardom, right? So he has to deal with that all the time.
So all-timer.
Then, whenever you talk about a bust, whenever you talk about a guy of unfulfilled potential, whenever you talk about why you shouldn't draft young guys, high school players, whatever, he's brought up. He's a constant punchline, and he's sick of hearing it. Then he hears it from two guys he used to play with, guys that he knows about, guys who didn't necessarily have stellar reputations in the league, right? One of y'all brought a gun to the locker room. The other of you guys was kicked off of a championship team right before the playoffs. Right. And then another guy who he doesn't know, and Matt Barnes, like, I don't know you, right? And obviously when they're on that shit, it might not have been too inflammatory, but it makes the rounds. It starts circulating, right? People are tagging him in Instagram posts with it. People are sending it to his Twitter. And he's just like, you know what, man? I'm over here chilling. And wherever I am in Georgia, in some farm or some marsh, some swamp, whatever it might be, I'm chilling. I'm just trying to mind my business. I'm trying to live my life, raise my kids, do whatever it is. And y'all are talking about me, and I've just had enough. So I'm going to sit in my office. I'm going to smoke my hookah in front of my key to the city. And I'm going to tell you guys about yourself, right? Especially y'all, right? Like, I don't know Matt Barnes. He told Matt Barnes that his girl chose up. Like, dog, like, yeah. I mean, I thought it was great, man. I thought he was well within his right to do so. And, like, the shit he was saying was real. And then I looked it up. Kwame Brown played 14 years in the league and made $40 million playing basketball. So in his eyes, like, hey, y'all talk all you want to, man. It is what it is. It was 20 years ago. Get over it. Stop. Keep your name out my mouth.
Dog, some of these tweets are hilarious. I had Bomani Jones said Kwame Brown turning into the uncle that you don't want that you don't want to deal with. It's quite the development. We have Vince Staples said Kwame Brown got to be cold on the grill. G, got to be.
Absolutely. What? You see the flannel he was wearing?
Yeah. Doug, Nick Young tweeted Kwame Brown won. So 100%. I mean, it's an interesting situation. I think if you know Gilbert Arenas, he's always kind of been a goofball clown, like,
for sure,
from the beginning
in the league.
Like, that's just kind of how he is, right? I don't think that the all the smoke guys and Gilbert said anything crazy, but my man just fed up, had enough. He's like, yo, I'm tired of hearing from y'all, bitch. Like, y'all some bitches. Like, keep my name out your mouth. Like, I'm tired of hearing about it.
Especially y'all.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. Where do you stand on the fraternity type thing? Because he went back to that quite a bit. Like, y'all are calling me a bust. Yeah. Anybody that made it to the NBA level, that's not a bust. Y'all are talking like these other people that haven't made it to the league, kind of like me and you, Quick. Y'all are talking like these guys that never made it to the league, were never part of the fraternity. Y'all are talking like some internet bitches. And that shouldn't be coming from some guys that were my teammates and were also in the league as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm not big on the fraternity thing, and I think it's funny. I've actually heard Steven Jackson talk about it. Remember, he came after Chandler Parsons a few years ago, and Parsons tried to pull the fraternity shit to him, and Steven Jackson's pretty much like, you're not my brother. Like, I don't believe in that. So whatever. I don't necessarily believe in that, but I think Kwame's got a point in the sense that, look, this dude played in the league for 13 years. Like, there's other people you can talk about that went number one. You could talk about buddy that the Cavs drafted after Bron left, Anthony Bennett. Like, that guy played like 8 games in the NBA. Like, talk about people like that. Not Kwame, who played 13 years and made $40-50 million, right? So, like, to his point, he's like, look, man, like, I'm just tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. Like, how many times are y'all going to mention my names? How many subtle digs are there going to be? You know what I mean? Like, how many times are people going to keep bringing me up? And I'm chilling.
Look, and he feels like y'all are full of shit. I know y'all. I used to
know
y'all squad. Y'all talking a little too much for the shit you be doing. He said Stack Jack buying bitches.
Stack Jack buys chicks. He said Gilbert Arenas, you've been a clown. And he told Matt Barnes, your girl chose up. Like, that's the last thing he said. He said he called him Becky with the good hair. He said she chose up. I was like, ooh, that like Derek Fisher. Correction, Kwame Brown made $63 million playing basketball. Hey, I'll be a bust.
Big, yeah. And how many lifetimes you need me to be a
how many lifetimes? I'll be a bust today, tomorrow, 5 years ago.
My next life, I'll come busting.
63 million, yeah. Hey, look, I suck.
No doubt.
63 million. So yeah, I think overall, man, he was just fed up in here. And I think he had a point. I think he made a lot of valid points though, and just the overall shit. He started talking wild when he's like, "Man, Shaq couldn't back me down." Like, all right, chill. You weren't good. You made it in the league off size and all that, but not a bust. Yeah, because he was drafted number 1. But dude, busts don't play 13 years in the league.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this.
It's hard.
I'm gonna tell you this. I know I was watching his IG live and him talking. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I'm like, ain't no smoke coming out this hookah, G. Like, you need to add another coal on this motherfucker. Like, this motherfucking hookah is dead, bro. Go call the waiter, have him go refill your shit, bro. That shit.
I thought it was hilarious he was smoking a hookah.
He not blowing no smoke. That shit was weak as fuck.
In his whole aura, he should have had like a cigar or something. I don't know who advised him on the hookah, but he also told Stack Jack to pull his pants up, put the blunt out, and act like a man. You say you out here gang banging? Like what?
He was really going at him though.
Yeah, he said you in the NBA trying to gang bang. Like, what's wrong with y'all, man?
Yeah, he's saying like, yo, keep it 100. Like, what are y'all
on? Yeah, like what are y'all on? Leave me alone.
Like. Exactly, bro. Like, what are y'all on? Y'all should not. You shouldn't be on that. Like, yeah.
And he said Gil cost him 75 M's.
You say you taking food out my mouth.
How much did Chandler get? He cost me 75 million.
He said, listen, y'all can say anything y'all want. He said, I ain't never take no food out any other brother's mouth. Like,
facts.
He was hitting them with some real hard hitting, real life.
Real shit.
How did your parents raise you?
How were y'all raised to come at me like this for no reason, trying to take food out my mouth when I'm playing, after I'm playing?
Yeah.
Like 100%, especially from a guy who I've never heard him talk before. So
like you could tell he is like, all right, bro, I gotta address this.
This is enough.
Enough of this.
Enough is enough. I'm out here in Georgia enjoying my time. Yeah. I don't need to be hearing this shit. I'm a big country dude, but or South Carolina, wherever he's from, right. I'm not trying to hear this, man, especially from y'all who had a lot of issues in the NBA. Like, outside of Matt Barnes, both of y'all have been considered locker room problems, right? Like, I don't think Barnes was ever considered an issue in the locker room. He was pretty, for all his antics, straight shooter.
Right.
But Stack Jack? Come on, dog.
Yeah. Issue.
Gilbert? What's understood doesn't have to be explained. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? Pick one.
No, so let me ask you this. Because we were talking about this on the Bomb podcast. Shout out my guys, Amin Al Hassan, Trayvon, and Big Jer. We did a show yesterday. Check that out. We were talking, Amin made a good point talking about Jordan. And he was like, imagine, we're from Chicago. A big idol of ours is going to be Mike, right? Like, no doubt. And he essentially was like, imagine your idol is Mike. You get drafted by Mike. You think he's gonna put you under his wing and groom you, and this is your idol, and you show up to camp, and he essentially is like, man, giving you that tough love. You're a bitch, and he's bullying you essentially
every day,
which has come out and been confirmed by everyone. Like, yo, Jordan did not go easy on Kwame. He gave him a really, really hard time.
Yeah,
he was in a tough situation, and it doesn't seem like he had too much help. Real quick.
Real quick though, at the same time, why are we apologizing for 13 years and $63 million? Like, there's so many other people you can pick from. Like, when you really put it into perspective, it's like throughout all that, he still played 13 years in the league at $63 million. So it's like there's other busts you can really talk about who didn't achieve that. But I understand at the same time, like that would suck. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, he did fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like, it's still a mental thing where it's like, damn, y'all, we're crushing this dude.
Oh yeah,
and
especially from Mike. Yeah,
he did well.
Talk back.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
You can't really say anything. No, for sure. He was definitely drafted into a bad situation there. And you're expected to save the franchise, and some dudes just aren't ready for that.
Yeah, fair enough. So let me ask you this. Answer the question. Is Kwame Brown tripping or is he right? Like at the end of the day, he's right.
Yeah, with some wild shit in between. Again, backing down Shaq and losing $75 million. But outside of that,
talking about setting picks for Kobe in the
yeah, like chill, like,
but
yeah. He's like, outside of that, yeah, he's 100%. He's 100% spot on, dude. He said some wild shit on there that was like spot on, dead on accurate, especially the shit that you talked about as far as like who raised y'all, why are you trying to take food out of my mouth? Like that's some whole shit. So I agree.
I think it's interesting when you're now part of the media and people are asking you about certain guys or guys come up and you're part of the fraternity and you're now part of the media. So you kind of got to comment on it, but I don't know, man. I guess there's ways to go about it. I thought it was interesting. I don't know where it goes from here, but Kwame said what he had to say. And I think
he probably goes back to doing whatever he's doing.
No, right. But he got it off his chest and he feels 100%. Better about it. So I'm good with that part of it. You know what I'm saying?
And it seems like people agreed with him overall. So it's not like he came out and made an ass of himself and doubled down on what everybody was saying about him. So
Amin told a story about when he got drafted, he went to Washington. This was a crazy story. That I'd never heard this before, that he got drafted to Washington, right? And just to give insight on how, solo and by himself he went to Washington and I guess he missed a team function. And they were like, yo, Kwame, why didn't you come to the team function? And he was like, I didn't have any clothes to wear. And they asked him, like, they came to the house and they were like, okay, like you didn't take any of this stuff to the cleaners or whatever. Like what happened to the clothes you did have? There was a pile of them on the floor, and like he didn't know how to go
do his laundry. Yeah,
he didn't know like he could go get his shit cleaned up and go pick. That's how solo and that's how by himself he was. He didn't really realize that he could do that. So that's just kind of a peak, and I think it is kind of one of those things where Kwame's kind of been on this island where everybody's been hammering for years, and he never really said shit. And now today he had time.
Yeah, I had time. Exactly. Today should have had that queued up.
I'm sick of this.
Time today, cuz.
Like
I got time. Yeah, like y'all been talking way too much.
Y'all been talking way too much. Like I got time.
Shout out Kwame Brown, man. I'm happy he got that off his chest, man. I hope he goes back to being happy and living his life and doing whatever he wants to do.
Yes, I agree 100%. So shout out Kwame Brown. All right. Yep. Let's get into the NBA.
If anyone would have told you that we would have did 15 minutes on Kwame Brown
in 2021.
Yeah.
Been an interesting.
Hey, he's like he must be winning.
I wouldn't have believed you. Yeah, right. So, dude, I can't get this. My fucking computer's fucking around. All right. NBA playoffs. They're here. We talk about it all the time. I haven't been this excited for the playoffs in quite some time. I was telling Nick that the other day. This is the most I've been excited for the playoffs probably since D Rose and the Bulls had a real chance to win the East. No,
absolutely.
There's funny shit. I'm ready.
So many storylines. It's wide open. Like,
yeah. All right, so let's talk about the play-in because that's tonight. We got the Pacers and we got the Pacers and the Hornets. We get to see LaMelo and the boys out first. First season out, first full run. Terry and the boys. We get to see them play a bit of a banged up Pacers team that. At one point on the injury report, they had all the boys on there. Sabonis was on there. LeVert was on there, who's out tonight. They had all their big dogs were on the injury report, and they are still the favorite now, which, kind of told me, hey, those big boys are still going to play. So be on the lookout for that. But LeVert is out. And
Big the protocol, which is crazy. I need to know, like, if he doesn't have COVID, did he not get vaccinated? Like, what's the full story on that? Because for him to get pulled out on the protocol shit on the day of the play-in, like, that's crazy. Him testing positive is one thing, but to be missing tonight and then potentially, because when you're in there for a few days. Yes. If they continue to move on the next couple games, like, that's crazy to me. I think that's I don't understand how they're still the favorites. Like, that's 20 points a game. He's been playing well for them. He is a huge part of their offense. I know Sabonis has been absolutely balling. But to me, I feel like that kind of changes things. On the flip side, Charlotte's not that good. They haven't been good since Hayward's been out. LaMelo's a rookie. I know he's had a great rookie year, but I think it's kind of a tall task to expect him to kind of go in this situation and I guess dominate, right? But at the same time, he's shown us all year that that's kind of what he does, and he was born ready. So I don't know.
It seems like it's
going
to
be a fun game.
Yeah, like it seems like it's going to be a tight game that got a lot of back and forth.
Yep. For the right to get obliterated by the Sixers in round 1, but yeah. Which
is standard, right? Like, but hey, then we could say, hey, we made the playoffs.
We got there.
We got there. We made the playoffs.
We got there.
LaMelo's rookie year. Mike can hang his hat on that, no doubt.
I'll take Charlotte.
Yeah. Do you already took Charlotte?
Yeah, I took Charlotte. Well, I took Charlotte in the points, but I'll take Charlotte. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Charlotte.
Wait, so did you take Charlotte or not take Charlotte?
No, I'm telling you for our podcast, I'm taking Charlotte. I've already taken Charlotte in the betting.
Yeah, okay. If you bet on them, I hope you would take Charlotte on the pod.
But that was with the points, though. So,
okay, I feel. I got you.
That's what I was saying. That was with the points. Yeah, I'm talking straight up here, just talking. Yes.
To play the loser of the next game,
to play the Boston Celtics.
To play the interesting. So we have the 7-8 game is Boston versus Washington. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest stay away game I've seen in quite some time. I have no idea what's going to happen in this game. Like we were talking about in the chat, Russell Westbrook and those boys and Beal are going to play 45 minutes plus.
Easy. Yeah.
And
Russ is not coming out.
Russ is going to try to go ballistic.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And
I think
he's going to try to go to the playoffs and then talk shit about how everybody wrote the Wizards off, including myself, and they closed the year on an absolute tear.
On a tear.
Averaged a triple-double.
As he did.
He led the way.
And who does he see in round 1? KD.
Yes.
Russ is trying to get to KD. I think when you just nothing about Boston this year makes me think that they're going to do well in this type of situation. I get it. They have talent, but they've had talent all year. This is a team that doesn't have a lot of heart. They've underachieved the entire season. I don't care about injuries. I don't care about some of the things they've gone through because everybody's had to deal with that this year. There's no reason this team should be 500 when you look at the talent that they have, when you look at a player like Tatum, when you look at they played a lot of games with Tatum and Brown. Now you take Brown out of that situation, and you're playing against – we don't need to question Russell Westbrook's heart at all. And Bradley Beal, who's been playing on shit squads for a couple of years, and now he's back in the fold, right? And he has a chance to do something and get into that series with Brooklyn. I don't see any situation in which Boston comes out tonight and beats them. I guess I see one situation. X and O's wise, Brad. Oh wow, what's his name? Brad Stevens is a better coach than Scott Brooks. But other than that, man, like I don't really see a situation where Boston comes out and whoops them. Like I just don't see that happening. Russ is going to go hard.
This is a fucking
Beal's going to go hard.
This is a nightmare for this.
I understand what you're saying as far as a stay away game, but like, yeah, I wouldn't bet on it. But I think, yeah,
it's just a nightmare for Boston because they have been so fucking all over the place for one game here and there that they could easily, if you told me tomorrow morning or tonight at the end of the game that Washington won by 26 points, and at one point Boston was down 30, it would not surprise me one bit.
Yeah,
that's the type of shit they've been doing
all
year. They lost
to the Thunder.
Dog, they are the most sus. They're the most sus team I've seen in quite some time with that much talent.
Long time, very suspect,
bro. Up and down, all year.
Shaky island, like 100%. That's why I don't think this type of situation favors them.
Is that shit?
They're too shaky.
Let me ask you this. Whose fault is that? Where does that land?
Well, allegedly, it's not Brad Stevens' fault because I've never seen a guy get less flack. But I think it's on Stevens. I guess to some degree, it's also on Ainge because you put the team together. I mean, we liked all those moves as they were happening. It's like swapping Kemba for Kyrie. Great, you know.
Right.
Obviously, drafting Tatum, drafting Brown, you know, things like that. But I mean.
But I guess what I was looking for you to say was, and I didn't think you would say it because no one has, is I know Brad Stevens doesn't get any flack. Does Tatum get any flack?
I think Tatum gets some flack for shot selection, things like that.
But if he's a superstar. We've been trying to put this guy in the superstar circle.
Good point.
For multiple years now. Like, this dude is next.
I'm guilty.
You know what I mean? And me too.
It's all there. Because I'm watching, it's like it's all there.
Yeah, and I've seen him go ballistic and be like, man, this dude is a fucking problem.
Yeah.
But, dog, think about what was happening to Russ when they started losing games. This dude is this, he's that.
Right.
He gets so much heat. In other words, all the other superstars would get a ton of heat, and I don't really hear too much.
You don't see the smoke
towards
coming
Tatum.
from Tatum.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
like, they're not playing very well, but their leader, who is Jason Tatum, doesn't really get any flack. Jaylen Brown goes down. I can't remember the record off the top of my head, but they're like 2-10 without Jaylen Brown, not Jason Tatum.
Yeah, right.
So I think it's interesting that he doesn't get a lot of flack because I think when you're the leader of the squad and you're that young phenom, you got to hold that bag.
And if he's at that level, he puts the team on his back in these type of situations. You see it, you hear it. I haven't really heard Tatum say anything. He's in the media like, yo, we're going to come out, we're going to kick some ass. Like, we're not going to let this happen. I understand we've underperformed, like things like that. You're right. I don't really see him stepping up and taking the ownership that he should, and at the same time taking the flack that he should be taking, right? It should be kind of going that way. He should be stepping up, taking ownership, saying that they're going to fix it, and the media should be all over him, but they're not.
Yeah.
I think Boston as a whole is just kind of skated by the criticism that they should be getting, which is crazy for a major market team and a premier NBA franchise. Like, if you had told me that Boston was going to be the 7th seed this year and they weren't going to lose somebody for the entire year or something like that, I would have told you were crazy. Crazy. If you would have told me that they would have had the Knicks would have had a better record, and the Hawks would have had a better record. The Hawks were like 2-16 at one point, and they finished with a better record than Boston.
Dog, Boston closed the season. They don't have a better record than Boston, but Boston finished the year 36.
The Hawks have a better record than Boston.
I thought you were talking about the Wizards in Boston. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Hawks,
Yeah, exactly. And just like the same thing. The Wizards finished with 2 short wins. They have 34 wins. Boston has 36, and they started the year 3-12.
Right. The Wizards started terrible. Once they figured it out, the Wizards were one of the best teams in the NBA.
Dude, they closed the year 17-6.
Yeah. Which is like the 5th best record in the NBA.
Yeah, it's a problem. So
Boston never got better. They never went on a run. They never got any good momentum. They're sus. They're going to lose tonight.
It's perfect they ended 36-36 because that's exactly what they are. Yeah. They're 500.
36 ass squad. Super
average squad. So we'll see what happens there. I tend to agree with you that in a 1-game set, like it would be a lot more difficult. Put it like this. If I have to bet money on Boston or Russell Westbrook, give me Russell Westbrook.
Yes, you will go down swinging. Yep.
That's it. Like I know I don't gotta. He might go 5 for 28, but he's gonna go 5 for 28.
Hey, he's gonna go for 28. Yes, exactly.
You feel me?
And on shot 28, he's gonna feel it's gonna go in.
Right. So, if I had to put my money up on Boston or the Wizards tonight, I'm definitely putting it on Russell Westbrook, Bad Bill, and the Wizards just because they played a lot better. Yeah. And Boston has been up and down all year. It's the biggest stay away game I've seen in quite some time. Like, for sure. Don't bet on this game. Leave this game alone. There's a ton of basketball coming up. Wait, give it a couple of days and you'll be good. Mm-hmm. Let's move over to round 1. You want to go East or West first, big dog?
Let's go East.
Okay. We were just talking before we got on about the Bucks and the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
J. Rue, Drew Holiday has some comments. Lay it out for the people quick, and then we'll talk about this series. This is one of my favorite matchups so far.
Yeah, so they asked Drew Holiday about the matchup, and he essentially said, "We're not worried. We're a lot better from a talent perspective, right? I think we're better than them from a talent perspective." For me, when I read that quote, that 100% solidifies why a team like Milwaukee needs a guy like Drew Holiday, needs guys like PJ Tucker, right? Like, really talented team the last few years, won a ton of games. When it came to the playoffs, and remember, I told you this when they were in the bubble last year. Do you remember when they played against the Nets in the bubble? And the Nets had some dude who was just up from the G League, and he was pushing Giannis, and nobody on that roster came up and defended him. About that. And I said, what is going on?
Right.
What is going on? Where are the guys with fouls to give? Where's the guy who can get ejected? Where is Haslam? Like the other day, Haslam came in there and gave you his 70 seconds worth and went home, right? Like, where are those type guys? So I think with guys like Tucker and obviously Holiday, who's not only going to bring that attitude, but also is a great player, that's what they needed. And I think they're going to go in there and they're going to absolutely spank the Miami Heat. The only way that doesn't happen, I don't see it happening, is, again, Spoelstra is such a better coach than Budenholzer. I think Bud is a bad coach, especially come playoffs. I think that's obviously proven. Yeah. But I just think his roster this year and just the matchup, there's nowhere that Miami really, I think, can take advantage of Milwaukee. I think Butler's going to go hard. Hero's been playing better. I know we were on him earlier. Yeah. But I don't see how they deal with Giannis, Drew, and big money Chris Middleton.
Big pockets.
Big pockets.
Big pockets, Chris Middleton. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Milwaukee beats these dudes up, honestly. Yeah,
could sweep them.
I was talking about Jimmy's never getting swept.
True.
But I could see 5. I could see 5 games for sure. I sent you guys a message, or maybe I didn't send it to you, but I was talking about, I think the bet I'm going to make for the first round is I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks to win the series and then parlay that with the Clippers to beat the Mavericks in their series -145. I think that is free cheese.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee takes care of business, and I definitely think the Clippers take care of business, especially after seeing what they saw last year, like with Luka, and we got to take this motherfucker for real.
I also think, the best thing that happened to Milwaukee this year was to be the 2nd or 3rd seed. I think just not winning 60 games or, would have been, 50 games in this situation, and kind of being that favorite and having Giannis win the MVP and all that attention and all that pressure. They kind of flew under the radar this year, did their thing. And I just think just moving into this matchup, it actually ended up working out perfectly for them. I think that ended up working out perfectly for them.
Yeah, I think they just.
Do you see a situation they lose this series? Can you see it happening?
No, I think we've said this multiple times. I think Miami's a good basketball team. I think they were super that whole. I think they're still getting a lot of love for that the finals appearance last year.
Yeah,
and
they were built for that.
Yeah, and I don't think that this is just. Like you said, I think Milwaukee's not cruising. They've been playing good ball, but they've had some lows throughout the year. But I think, first of all, they're healthy. I think everybody's there and ready to go. And I think that, they're like, now we're in the playoffs. This is where we needed to be. Previously, I think they were trying to just prove it to people that they had a good basketball team. Like, hey, we're really good over here in Milwaukee.
It's great.
Yeah, we don't lose over here. We got one of the best players in the league. And now it's like we know what we are. Let's get to the playoffs and then really start making some noise.
Yo, well, check this out, though. Can you imagine Milwaukee sports radio if the Bucks get bounced in the first round and then you got to trade Aaron Rodgers?
Yo, it's a trap.
It's over with. Hey, Bucks got the whole state on their shoulders right now to distract people from Aaron Rodgers.
Travesty.
So, yeah,
Sports podcast in the comments just said Heat in 6. They've been playing the best basketball the last month. There's no doubt about that. They have been playing really well. They had to make sure they got into the playoffs at the 6. They were trying to stay out the play-in and do what they had to do to get there. Jimmy said earlier in the year, like, remember when Jimmy were like, "Yo, we're gonna turn it on and make sure we can make the playoffs." Like,
we're ready now. Yeah.
That's all good and fine, but no, they're not as tough as the top 3 teams in the East are fucking valid as
really
fuck.
Good. Yeah.
Philly is valid.
Really good.
We know about the
Brooklyn,
the Nets. And the Bucks.
Milwaukee. I like this Milwaukee team better.
Yeah. Simple Absolutely. As that. I don't see any way that they could lose the series.
But here's the thing: you're not going to go in there and roll Miami, right? Like Milwaukee's going to come out of that series with some bruises. They're going to come out of that series a little bit tired. So yeah, I take that back. They're not going to roll them.
This is the time that Giannis needs to break through though. And
let's go for 50.
Yeah, he said that's what they said all last year. Yeah, I mean they did, and if I could show you an expensive Boston Celtics to win the Eastern Conference Finals betting slip that I have that's dusting in the garbage. So yeah, I feel you because I didn't believe they
have that right now
either. No. Last year, I bet the Celtics to beat the Heat and to go to the finals. Like that, there was no. I thought that was a lock. So
what if Bam comes out and just gets in Giannis's chest and he's not ready for that?
He better be ready though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
You feel me? Like there ain't no excuse for that. It's man.
If they don't go deep this year, the narrative around them changed. Bud is fired. Yeah.
This is year 3 of having a really good team and going to the playoffs. Yeah. And I don't want to hear about the bubble. Ain't no excuses now,
excuses.
Bro.
They gave you Drew Holiday, another all-star caliber player. Like, yeah, y'all got to put up or shut up. Yeah.
So he better not let Bam come out and move him around, bro. That would be a real issue.
Fuck around, have Giannis come to us to the Bulls, man. I'm trying to tell
you. All right, let's go. Hold on. We're fucking around. We jumped into the East and didn't go. Let's talk about this play-in the West.
Yep.
West plays tomorrow. Spurs, Grizzlies in the 9-10. Lakers, Warriors in the 7-8. The Grizzlies are a spooky team.
Very.
They don't give a fuck. That's when I watch them and they play, I'm like, they don't give a fuck. They just out there playing ball, led by
ragtagging.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, the ball swung out to a Memphis Grizzlies player. I'm gonna have you guess. He took a shot. And first of all, the form was so outrageous. And I watched a handful of like full Grizzlies games, and I'd never seen him take a wide open 3 before. But I was like, yo, who the fuck is that? His form was crazy. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Is he a good player like that I know?
Solid.
Valanciunas?
Nah, that nigga's a bastard. I'm talking
Dylan
about
Brooks?
Bro, no, Dylan Brooks his form is there. Slow-mo?
Oh, Kyle Anderson.
I texted my guy Max
how is he good?
Who reps John Morant, and I'm like, yo, has Ryan Anderson always shot the 3
Kyle
like
Anderson,
that? Kyle Anderson always shot the 3
Ryan
like
Anderson.
that?
Was definitely a shooter.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, bro, that shit is ugly. I'm like, yeah, dog, I had no idea.
His whole game is ugly, but it's effective.
It's effective.
Very effective basketball player for years.
Decades now.
yeah. Shout out Slow-Mo.
Slow-Mo, yeah.
Yeah, I like Memphis in this one.
Give me some thoughts before we obviously get into the Lakers and then talk about this Lakers-Warriors. But
yeah, I like Memphis in this one. I think Memphis just has a better roster. But again, man, it keeps coming down to like, dog, it's hard to go against Popovich no matter who's out there in a one-game situation just because he's such a good coach. But I'm going Memphis. It's too much talent as far compared to the Spurs. I can't, unless DeRozan goes out there and goes for like 45 in the most old school 2-guard game you've ever seen.
The fact that we're still talking about the Spurs at all is insane.
It's insane, man. Pop is legendary. We're still talking about this basketball team.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it's the play-in.
And I don't think they wanted to go to the bubble last year, so they were straight. But yeah, it is crazy. Like he's still chugging along. There's no rebuild.
Long hair. He's rocking the long hair. He don't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a fuck, bro. Pop is out here living, bro.
Pop
he's out here traveling.
Long hair is crazy.
Eating at great restaurants, drinking great wine. Like that's his thing. Every city he's got a restaurant. Like he's great. Oh, New York, great.
If y'all haven't seen Pop, go Google a picture of Pop with the long hair. He's been chilling.
I don't think he's going anywhere either. You know, his wife passed and everything. So I mean, it's like, why? I'm not gonna retire to, spend more time. I'm gonna keep doing this, man.
Stay around the young boys.
This is a great job. Why not?
This is a great gig.
This is a great gig. Sure.
Yeah, I feel it. All right, let's get to the real meat.
Yes.
Lakers host the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry. The man has been going ballistic. He seems to be able to do whatever he wants at any time. When he needs to turn it on, he had 9 points in the second quarter the other night. He ended with 47.
It's crazy.
He just turns it on, knocks down shit, talks shit, shimmies, looks at people's bench,
pulls his shirt out,
pulls his titties out, don't give a flight, everything. Doesn't care. He's just doing his thing, right?
On his level.
Can they beat the Lakers, though, in a one-game situation like this?
I think it's going to be tough. No. It's going to be tough. Can they? Yes. Right. Will they? No.
I think this is a really fucking scary situation for the Lakers.
It's the scariest situation they could possibly be in.
This is a really scary situation for the Lakers. Can I see them not making the playoffs? I honestly could. I honestly could see. They're a LeBron James tweak of an ankle from being completely toast.
35-year-old
like
LeBron James
with
ankle issues. Yeah.
Second quarter, he twists his ankle or comes down like he did the other night, and he has to go. It's over with, bro. It's over with. So it's interesting, man. I know he had some comments about what the year could have been, and he kind of threw Solo Hill under the bus. He said, we got grown men diving at my legs. Who knows what this season could have been, yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the day, it's really hard to look LeBron and those dudes in the face and be like, yeah, they're not gonna make it. But
that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, are you really when it comes down and as great as Steph is, right? Like as great as Steph is, and it's been amazing to watch, and we'll never forget this year. It's hard to say the second best player of all time isn't going to win in a one-game scenario.
See, that's the thing. I think the one-game scenario is not in his favor.
Why?
Because this nigga Steph can hit 12 threes, and then you come. It's a one-possession game with 15 seconds left. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can go like you want to be playing series if you're a guy like LeBron. He's studying.
Understood.
He's breaking shit down.
But he's been playing against Steph and Draymond forever now. He knows what the deal is. You know what's going to happen. You know that Steph's going to do his thing or attempt to. I mean, you just got to understand that you're LeBron James, and with you and Anthony Davis, you had of the three best players in the series or the game, two of them are on your team, right? And especially when you start getting the other guys in that series, the Warriors. I mean, yeah, you got Draymond, you got Steph. Hey, Andrew No Heart Wiggins in a game that matters. Come on, man! Like we've been talking about this dude for years with no heart. Toscano Anderson. Kevon Looney.
I'm not thinking about him.
I understand, but Steph's not going to score 70. The rest of these guys got to do something. Someone else has to do something. Like, if you don't get that random good game from somebody else, you're going to be in trouble with the Warriors.
Now, let me ask you this. Could LeBron be on some super chess shit and trying to pick between Utah and Phoenix?
I hope not. No, I think they need to play good basketball together. Because if you want to go far, you need to put together good minutes of basketball with this roster because they've been out for so long. I don't think LeBron's going to fuck around like that. I think chess LeBron is a way. I think you're seeing desperado LeBron. Like we need to win games.
Let me get in the shit.
Let's find out how to win. Yeah, what's our best strategy if we win this game and win the next one and get in where we need to go? Like, what is our best strategy to do this? If not, like, yeah, that's that. I don't think he's trying to be like, oh, I'd rather see Rudy than Chris. Like, no, he's not doing that. Because, like you said, he wants series, right? So get to one.
Yeah, that's true. What do you? I was gonna say, not what do you? What a bad and unfortunate situation for the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns. They play good ball all year.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, they're gonna see one of those teams is gonna see the Lakers most likely in a 7-game in round 1. So that's kind of unfortunate. But can the Lakers? I'll put it on wax right now. The Lakers can't win the title being the 7 or the 8 seed. I don't think it's gonna be too much to overcome. It's gonna be too many battles.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree.
I believe that.
I don't think they're title favorites for me anymore, or obviously haven't been in a while. But I disagree with that they can't win it from that situation just because of how it's been this year. I disagree with that.
Could they? Yeah, but I'm not. Like, if I had to pick, I'm not. They're like probably my third team. I'd pick Brooklyn. I would take. Phoenix.
Well, I'm talking about coming out the West. I'm just saying coming out the West. Yeah, coming out the West. If they get to the finals, it's a whole nother ball game. Yeah. We're talking about something. At that point, we're going to evaluate how they've looked the past month, right? So,
they could easily make everybody look stupid too.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you tell me that LeBron gets past this stupid playing bullshit, and he's like, all right, let me focus in now and do what I do and break down film and all that and go through 7-game series. This guy's in the finals every year that he's supposed to be. If he's available in the playoffs, he's in the finals. What's the last playoffs he hasn't made the NBA finals?
God, literally 13 years ago.
Yeah. He's just a foregone conclusion. I'm in the finals. We go to a hotel in Orlando. I'm in the finals. Like, I'm going to the finals.
No, that's facts.
So, yeah, I think I wouldn't bet against him. If he gets where they are, and let's say they come out here and they bust the Warriors' ass, right? And they get into that, what is that? That would be...
they'll be the 7. They'll play Phoenix.
They'll play Phoenix, right? And then you're going, okay, I'm glad against Chris Paul, who I'm worried about. But outside of that, a bunch of guys who've never even been in the playoffs or played any meaningful basketball,
that's
right?
True. Yeah.
You know, half these guys look up to me, right? Like Chris is going to be ready, but Chris, it's here, right? So he's like, okay, Chris and him are going to be playing chess for sure, but it's like we got a better team, right? I mean, Anthony Davis is gonna eat Aiden for lunch. So I think they get into that situation. Okay, then what are you looking at? All right, then you're in the winner of Denver-Portland. Denver. If it's Portland, bye. These guys don't want any part of us.
No, yeah.
and then it's like, oh shit, we're back in the finals, or in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're seeing either Utah, the Warriors, the Clippers, or the Mavs. A couple guys we're not worried about, man. So I think that they actually do have a path to the finals if they're healthy, because you still have in any series you got the 2 best guys.
I'm interested. I'm ready to watch.
100%. 100%.
Because even when you watched the other night with LeBron and AD, they just don't look all that great, bro.
Right.
So I'm interested to see it. I'm interested to watch.
They've been hurt, man. They're still doing the chemistry. Didn't AD have like 40?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
They getting back. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes. All right. So, real quick, let me ask you this. Say the Lakers do play Phoenix. What's the series line on that?
That's interesting, man. That would be the real question would be, when would be the last 9 NBA final, if they are dogs, when would be the last 9 NBA finals that LeBron was an underdog in? LeBron's team was an underdog in.
Probably never, dog.
I can't think
in the conference.
You would have to go way, like maybe a Boston days. I couldn't even.
But I think they are favored in that.
You think so?
And it would be interesting to see what the number is. Yeah, but man,
has a 2 seed ever been underdog against the 7th seed in the first round? Yeah, Vegas will go crazy.
I know a lot of people aren't. I think I teeter on the edge of the minority that really believe in Utah and believe in Phoenix. I think they're both really, really fucking good. And I think it's going to be really tough to beat them in 7.
For sure. I think Phoenix is getting a lot of disrespect.
Yo, for sure.
People acting like, oh, yeah, you know, like it's like, where have y'all been all year? This team has not been bad at all. And I think for they got it. Obviously, it depends on a bunch of guys who haven't been there before, but they're led by a guy who has.
Yeah.
And very much so led by that guy. So, okay. So, yeah. We run back through this series.
Yeah. I think you would enjoy it. Let's talk Atlanta and New York.
This is my round 1, the most intriguing matchup.
Must see TV.
Must see TV.
Why? Why is it the most intriguing matchup?
Look, I don't love Trae Young, but I'm excited to see what he does in the playoffs. Right? I think he's fun. He could be fun to watch, I guess, in that situation if he has one of those Trae Young games. I think Julius Randle's going to be a fucking monster in the playoffs. Like, I don't think that's going to stop. I don't think Julius Randle going for 25, 10, and 6 is going to slow down in the playoffs. I think the Tibbs versus Nate McMillan matchup is going to be fun. I like the Knicks roster. I want to see D Rose back in the playoffs because he's been playing on bum-ass squads for years now. Tibbs brought him back to life. I think Atlanta's got some intriguing guys, whether it be what's my man's Bogdanovich, John Collins. If Hunter comes back, I just think it's going to be a fun series. And then style wise, you talk about an offensive team versus a defensive team, right? And I just think that you're going to kind of see which one wins out, man. So I think that's going to be a fun series to watch.
It's going to be excited awesome about series.
That. It's going to be an awesome series. I think that's a candidate for 7 games. And you're talking about Game 7 in the Garden. If it goes there, come on, man, stop playing.
Spiking the boys.
Spike got his 2 shots. He's good. He's ready to go. I love it. I think I love the styles.
I keep waiting for a situation where I could bash the Knicks and be like, these niggas are pretenders.
Not with Tibbs.
Those boys show up week in, week out, game in, game out. West Coast trip, no problem. 3 games in 5 nights, don't matter. Like,
that's Tibbs.
Impressive shit, bro.
And we watched it had a front row seat to the Tibbs experience, right? Like, so maybe if we hadn't seen that, like, I'd really be like, yeah, it's gonna fall apart. But I just know Tibbs, man. If one thing, they're gonna be ready every single night. And that year 1 of Tibbs, year 1, year 2 of Tibbs, when you're just sitting there just buying into every single thing he's telling you, and you're not worried about the fact that you're playing 42 minutes a night and your career is gonna be 4 years shorter, like that shit is magical because you just go out and you grind out W's. Right, you grind out W's, and against a team like Atlanta, who is really brand new, there's nobody with any real playoff experience on that squad. Yeah, I think it could be fun. It's gonna be fun.
I saw all the ESPN experts all took the Knicks. It was like 14-2.
Yeah,
14 people picked the Knicks, 2 people picked the Hawks. So
the league wants the Knicks. I'll tell you that. The league, yeah, for sure.
That's going to be a fucking awesome series. I could see that going 7 and just being lit from the first tip to the end.
Can't believe the Knicks are the 4th seed.
Dog, 41-31.
Crazy. Julius Randle putting up insane numbers. Like, D-Rose averaging 18 a game, hitting threes.
Dude, I did a piece for Juice, the Juice. Shout out to Juice. I've been doing like some sports betting content for them. Before the year, the Knicks were minus 10,000 to make the playoffs. Minus 10,000 to make the playoffs. Plus 325 to have the worst record in the league.
That's crazy.
Their total on wins was 21.5.
Minus 10,000
to make the playoffs.
You know, someone. Wow.
Like, will they make the playoffs? No. You like for you.
I feel like I would have put money on that. With I know it's hindsight's 2020, but like no one Tibbs. Like,
this is the thing. We don't like. You don't know what the flip side bet was. Like Knicks to make playoffs. Yes, it was probably like maybe plus 5,000,
right,
or plus 3,500. But if you were going to try to make some money on the Knicks not making the playoffs, bro, yeah, minus 10,000, bro. Like, I'm not gonna let you just come in here and get some free cheese. Like, yeah. So, and Julius Randle wasn't even on people's boards for most improved player of the year before the season. He wasn't even listed.
Yeah.
He was plus 2,500 in February.
Yeah.
You could have got him minus 150 in April.
Yeah.
And now he's a lock minus 8,000 or whatever. Like him and Jokic for MVP are already locked in, right? So
yeah.
It's kind of like no one wanted to really believe until it's like, man, these motherfuckers playing
won't start losing. Yeah.
Nah, no play-ins over here. We here, like they've been saying, and it's cool to see. I tweeted out, it's awesome to see all these Knicks fans talking about Tibbs and this team because it reminds me of year 1 with the Bulls, and it's exactly the same shit. Like I already know these Knicks fans love this team just like we love the Bulls.
Yep.
Yo, and they really. And take me back to the Bulls years with Tibbs. We could beat anybody, bro. I didn't give a fuck. Like,
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I was ready to play LeBron, whoever else. We could beat them, and that was what Tibbs brought to the squad, what Tibbs brought to the city, what he instilled in those guys like Joe Kim and Lou and all those dudes. Like, that was a special time, man.
Absolutely.
And he's got Knicks fans like that.
And he's got a couple of his boys with him. He's got D-Rose. He's got Taj. He's like, hey, listen to these guys in the locker room when they tell you that shit. You know what I mean? Listen to these guys. Yep. These guys are battle tested. I get it. Taj is 38 and was out of the league. Tibbs came and brought his ass back, playing him 20 minutes a night. And like that shit matters, man. Like I'm telling you, like it seemed crazy when he did it. It seemed crazy when we went out and got D-Rose. And it's like, no, come home, man. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you, man. Like,
have you been to the Garden?
Never. It's number one spot I gotta hit. The Garden and the Big House.
You gotta wait till people are back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But you know what? Can I tell you the truth? Yeah. Yo, ever since we went to that Bulls Lakers game and sat like second row.
You're ruined?
Gee, I think I'm ruined. I'm ruined. It's like, yo, I can't go back up there ever again.
Because what am I even doing here?
Yeah, why am I here?
What am I doing up here?
Yo, like you mean to tell me there's a spot in the arena where Bron can fall on you, where you can talk to Dwight, where KCP will respond?
Yes. Like,
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
That shit was like it seems like forever ago, but like that shit it does change the whole thing, man. Like it's I see the courtside experience is different.
We could say we went to that Lakers. We saw a game that regular season for that Lakers winning the title.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. It's I feel you because I've sat down there multiple times.
I'm going.
It's damn, this is just a different experience. And that's why I'm always preaching, like, guys you want to go see, make sure you catch them and pay the extra money for good seats because it's different and they're not going to be around forever. And that's just what it is. Dude, that shit was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, that shit was awesome for real. So I'm excited for this. That's the series you're most excited for in round one?
Yeah, for sure. I just like it. I like this a bunch of guys that never been in the playoffs. Like, I just think it'll be fun.
I just like seeing Julius Randle just like catch it on the wing and just he's just moving people out the way a lot of the time.
He's a bully. He's a bully and he shoots threes now too.
Yeah.
And play makes.
Yes.
It's just I love it, man. So I'm that's the series that I'm most excited for sure. All right. Clippers Mavs. We're going out west.
It's Clippers. This is
easy.
I'm not. This intrigues me not even a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't. It's going to be Luka jacking up the ball 35 times a game.
Because I also think.
No disrespect to Luka either. I mean, he's going to have to, but that's what it's going to be.
And I think the Clippers have been fucking around the last. I don't even know.
Trying to avoid the Lakers.
They were trying to avoid the Lakers,
which is sus.
Yeah, they've been fucking around. Like they were always gonna tank that last game of the year.
Yeah,
they were not trying to have anything to do with getting up to the 3 and possibly seeing the Lakers if Portland lost.
No chance.
So, yeah, man, this series doesn't intrigue me at all. I saw it last year. I think the Clippers will be ready. I think Luka. They played a lot better than they started. You see my fucking nose bleeding?
Yeah. I was about to say, what did you do?
Scratch myself. My fucking nose bleeding in this bit.
Hey, we give it to you raw out here, y'all. Yeah, 100% unedited.
Crazy.
No, but you're right. Like they bullshit towards the end of the year, tanked the last game, all to avoid the Lakers.
Paul sitting.
I think that's sus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think come on, man. Like I hate that. I hate that Ty Lue even subscribed to that.
Sus or smart though?
I mean,
smart. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, man. Like, okay, so if you think they're that good, right? You're trying to avoid them to the Western Conference Finals. Would you rather get them while they're rolling and make it to the Western Conference Finals if they do, or get them now when they're still trying to figure things out?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So, because if you see them, if you're that scared of them, that means you think that they're very good, right? So you think that they could possibly make it somewhere far. Why would you want to see them when they're rolling? If they get that far and you see them in the Western Conference Finals, you're definitely out of there.
Yes, I can't argue with that.
Because now you're seeing a Lakers team that's won in the play-in, right, and beat that, climbed up that mountain, and then won 2 series after that. So I mean,
this could be a completely different Lakers team in 10 days.
They 100% could. It's LeBron fucking James. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's a good point, and it could get really spooky.
Yeah,
but yeah, this series does nothing for me. I think the Clippers take care of business. We've been talking big shit about Paul George. We've been leading the way here at No Ketchup. He had a good ass year.
Stop talking.
Call it his MVP year, like we were calling it before the year.
My MVP season. Carfax says that's a lie.
He said that reminds me of my MVP season. Like, hold on a minute.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. So yeah, no,
he's been balling. But he's been balling.
Kawhi, you know what he's gonna do
really well. Yeah, Kawhi is a machine.
He'll come out, shoot flat jumpers that are gonna go in.
Yep. So
automatic. Yeah.
Yeah, the turnaround automatic. Yeah.
Dude, he's so automatic.
I think this is like Dallas. Yeah, Dallas has just been washed, whatever, all year. So
was it you who said you never seen anyone get to their spot like Kawhi, like get to where he wants to go and just be able? Yeah.
Doug, if he catches the ball 1-on-1 and he starts backing down, like he gets the exact shot from the exact spot that he wants all the time.
All the time, and you know he's gonna do it. Yeah.
Yo, and it's weird because he's not like going in his bag on some handle. It's just like knowledge and smarts for the game, footwork, and then just fading away off the. Yeah, he could just. He literally, you know how they put those heat map on motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Put the heat map on Kawhi on offense, and it'll be a very deliberate section.
Right.
Especially in crunch time, especially when it comes down to
elbow.
They need elbow
elbow all day.
Elbow. So yeah, man. I think the Clippers take care of business. Like I said, I think I'm gonna bet Clippers to win the series. Money line parlay that with the Bucks to beat the Heat, and then at minus 145 and try to make a little cash there. That's the only thing I got.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Is there any scenario, bring it to the 3-6 in the West, any scenario that the Blazers beat the Nuggets, the Jamal Murray-less Nuggets?
Yeah, I think there is.
Okay. What do you got?
I think dude, you know me, and over the years, I'm not a big fan of what they do and how they play ball out there.
You hate the Blazers.
I just don't think it's playoff. That shit is not going to win big playoff series. Just not going to do it.
Just not caring about defense at all.
Yeah, and just like a lot of heroic, insane performances.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think I would take Denver. But yeah, I think they have a good chance to win this series. I think that might be the only team in the West they could beat is Denver. Portland. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't think they're not going to beat you up inside with Jokic can do. I mean, he can.
I mean, Jokic is going to average 35 points a game in this series. He's going to absolutely take their bigs. I mean, yeah, it's not going to necessarily be him posting you up, but he's just going to beat you.
Right. So it's interesting, but yeah, I think they could, but I would take Denver.
I got Denver in 5 on this one. I think you get one epic Lillard game because he's Lillard. And no disrespect to Dame, man. Like, I think it's really on the front office to where you keep adding offense to a situation where you don't necessarily need it. But yeah, until you just gotta. We've seen it every year. You have to play defense in the playoffs. Like you have to play defense.
It's essentially the same team.
And I don't understand how when you have Dame Lillard as your lead guard, who you know can't play D, you double down on it by getting worse defenders down low.
Shout out Norman Powell though. That's my dog.
Norman Powell, you ready?
Norman Powell.
That is your boy. Yeah, Norm Powell's ready. Hey, you talk about Damian, CJ, and Norm. Norm has a ring too. Norman's been there. Norman has a ring.
Norman Powell, winner.
Yeah. So
winner. All right. Any closing arguments before we get out of here? I got to run.
No, I'm just ready. Let's get
man. NBA playoffs. They start tonight. Play-in starts tonight on the East side. Tomorrow's the West. Lakers. Golden State Warriors is tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it all, man. I don't know if I think I might watch every playoff game this whole back half.
I'm locked.
To close the year, I watched a ton, but I'm gonna try to catch everything. I'm super excited about it. Make sure y'all lock in, man. For Big Nick the Quick, I'm your host, Sean Little. Make sure you subscribe everywhere, man. Lock in with us. No Ketchup Sports Talk via Chicago, YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. Tap in. No Ketchup Sports Talk via Chicago. We out of here. Dude, I fucking scratched my nose.
I was trying to figure out what happened.
Dog, it's fucking bleeding.
Is that I thought you popped a zit or some shit. That shit was crazy. Well, yeah, then it started
Dog, what the fuck?
Right before you got to get on the plane.
Yeah, bro. I'll be good. All right, I'm about to get this
all right, man.
I got to pack and shit. I'll hit you later.
All right, bro.